Hey guys, happy Tuesday, it's Mike Chen. Stories like this really saddens me because so much of it happens across the world. An 8-year-old boy named Liu Minghui who lives in Jiangxi province, China. Liu is a child typically labeled as Liu Shou Ertong, which literally means a kid who stayed behind to look after the household. This term typically indicates that the child's parents are away, usually working far away. In Liu's case, his parents are migrant workers that are only able to come home once a year during the Chinese New Year. So Liu lives with his grandfather and grandmother who works in a local garment factory. They do odd jobs there because they're too old for farming. The grandparents also set up a food stall selling wontons to help make extra money about 9 times a month at a local fair. And schooling, of course, in China is extremely difficult. I remember going to school at around 7, and oftentimes during midterms or finals, I don't get home around 10, and that's not counting all the homework I have to do after that. So knowing that makes this story even more crazy and makes 8-year-old Liu even more impressive to me, because after he comes home from school, he helps make wontons for the food stall. But get this, he makes over 10,000 wontons, and that's not per month or per week, that's per day. I mean, I can't even make a single wonton. No, I cannot believe that astronomical number because I did some calculations. It just seems like it's impossible, but all the media sources I've looked at, they all say it's 10,000 wontons per day. But just think about this. If you make 1 wonton a minute, which is about how long it will take me, that's 167 hours to make 10,000 wontons, or close to 7 days. This kid must have got the art of making wontons down, because otherwise, I mean, there's not enough hours to make these wontons. So I'm sure that's 10,000 wontons a day on top of his homework and on top of whatever he has to do at home. Also, when the reporters spoke to him, Liu says he hopes to go to university so that he can support his family and buy clothes for his younger sister. So even though his life is just work and school and more work, this kid at 8 years old is still thinking about his family. I mean, I still complain that my parents made me work at the family buffet all throughout high school, but that's nothing compared to a kid whose parents come home once a year and is basically keeping his household together. Like I said, situations like this is all too common in China, and that's why there's a term for it. And that's really a side of China not a lot of people get to see or hear much about. When we think of China nowadays, probably most people would think of Beijing or Shanghai with the tall buildings, or maybe Chinese tourists going around the world just spending money everywhere and behaving badly. But people in the rural areas of China, they really still have it so tough. And there were some netizens that were commenting on this story saying, well, it's good that kids, they learn a tough lesson when they're young. It's good to give them responsibilities so they grow up more responsible. But come on, there should be a limit as to how much an 8-year-old should endure. And I know that this is not uncommon, and there's a lot of kids in similar situations or even worse situations, but still, it just makes me sad that a kid at that age who really should just be worried about being a kid has to take on responsibilities that even when I'm thinking about it, I don't even know if I could do it. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this story. Thank you all so much for watching. See ya.